I'm going to throw this little piece into this video. In my last upload, we went to the show and we had this running. The wind was a real hassle, so yeah, there's very little talking done in it. Just went around and grabbed the shots of those tractors and that. And then I see there's a comment for the video. A man's asked a bit about the dragline and the history of it. So I thought I'll come out and I'll do this. We're out of the wind, obviously, we're in a shed, and document a little bit of the history of it for you, that people that watched it and want to know a little bit more about it, sit and watch this. So history-wise, I'll show this. I'll try and get it in focus for you. I'll just turn the light on I've got. So it's 1968, and most of these either had a water-cooled or air-cooled rusting engine in them. And I'll take this down slowly. You'll probably want to pause the video maybe, and you might zoom in and do a bit of reading. So when we got this machine, it came with this documentation here that obviously I copied and laminated just for the show, and it shows some of the maintenance history. So it's 68 is the machine, and in 1972, if I can see it, new Perkins motor fitted. Now, as far as I know and believe, it was a factory option to get a Perkins engine for these. It's only what I was told by the previous owners. We are only the second owners of this machine. So it was bought by that county there. So most of you in New Zealand who follow me, so it's Waipakarau, halfway between Palmerston North and Napier, roughly, up there. So it worked around Highway 50 and all that area. So it's got piling equipment for it as well. So I've got a set of leaders with a monkey for doing piling work. Never had it on it. All the controls are in the cab here for it. So restoration wise, this machine was in pretty good order when we got it. Obviously it's lived every day outside, but I'm trying to think when I restored this a few years gone by now, geez, 14 years ago, something like that. Just chucking a number out there. I knew nothing about painting or body work. So I blasted it and I painted it, but I did no body work on it as such. That's why you can see all the ripples in the panel work and that. If I know what I know now, I would have done it a lot different, but it doesn't matter. It's saved and we take it and use it. Jib wise, a lot of the angle lines in the boom, with the design they are, the water had sat in some of those, so they corroded, so I cut quite a few of those out. Some have been bent, the boom had been lowered down or dropped over something. So yeah, I did quite a bit of work on all that and got that to a safe operational standard. Just to explain, I've got a set of chains hanging off end, but I don't use it as a crane, but I've done that to keep some weight on the rope. Anyone who's operating one of these will fully understand when you've got a dead rope in there, anywhere on those drums, it has potential to jump off and goes around the live shaft on the end of the drum, which is turning all the time, whether the drum's moving or not, which we've had it happen twice now. It's come off the drag rope here and went around the live shaft on this side, and then funny enough at the show we put it on the truck. I dropped the bucket off and went to wind the rope up, and it must have a twist in it, jumped off and went around the shaft on me. That took half an hour to sort that mess out. You got to snap the master clutch out immediately, stop it winding up. So this is a later model dragline. This has got air control steerings in it, brake and steering controls. The earlier ones will have a bicycle wheel with a chain going down to operate everything underneath. I'm no expert on these things, it's just, yeah. So I'll film the number. That should be on the inside of the door, but I've just put it on the outside like that so people can see it, because we obviously operate with the door open. We don't go anywhere if the weather's no good. When I painted it, I did learn that the striping on here, I had a man come and talk to me at a show once, and he used to sell these brand new, and he explained to me, he said, you've done something really good there. The black on the pinstriping of this color here should be thinner on the top and obviously wider on the bottom. And I didn't get them all equal because I didn't have the equipment I've got now, but I still did it, and he picked that up and he was really pleased. He's like, yeah, and he said, you got the colors right. I said, well, the internet was obviously around back then, and I managed to get some paint codes. I haven't washed it since we transported it. It's covered in bugs. A bit late when we got home at night with it. So the Perkins in there, yeah, it runs really well. I didn't touch the engine, just serviced it obviously. Filters and oils and fan belt. It just starts instantly. There's just no question about it. I'll try and walk around this side of the machine. And oh, the man asked about the name on the back. So that was my dad's name, and my dad was still alive when we did all this. We just did that because he traded under that name for most of his life, owning his own contracting business, and that was our old 3-digit phone number we had where we grew up, so I just put that on there. So my dad always wanted to own one of these because his father got one brand new on the railway, and only did 110 hours in it, and then he passed away. So my dad always said, I want to own one of these. And this come up for tender, and he put a stupid number on it, i.e. a low one. And they rang up one day and said, it's been a month since the tender's closed. We've notified you by mail and you've never responded. You want to come and get your dragline? Yeah, you won the tender. So I actually found the paperwork for it the other day. Wasn't very much. We did a little bit of work mechanically, clutch bands, brake bands, rebanded the brakes underneath, been in there, done all that. Obviously same thing, oils, but yeah, haven't really had to do much. It was operational when we got it. I mean, it loaded itself on the truck, so it wasn't a basket case. But it's quite a cool little machine to take to a show. It runs good. My boys, as you saw in the video, just got a couple of shots. My oldest boy drives it. I mean, he did have people come up to him and say, oh, you're not doing that right. Back in our day we did this and did that, and yeah, hats off to him. He handles it pretty well. He just sort of politely tells them, well, go away, where's your one? I want to see you drive your one, because they haven't got one. So that's the answer to that. He's cautious, and I've told him to be like that. We don't go to a show to throw the bucket left, right to centre and throw it out as far as we can to grab something, because one, we've got public to deal with, there's other people, exhibitors on site, and we're not there to have a crash. You throw that rope out and get it wrong, and that bucket swings back or goes somewhere it's not meant to, and it comes off in there, what a mess. We're just there to show how it can operate and be safe with the whole thing. I realise there is a different technique to drive them. You get a rhythm going, you can just throw that bucket right out and dump it on the swing and all that, but as I say, we're not there to try and show that. We're just careful with what we do. So that's a bit of an overview of the machine. Yeah, I appreciate the people who comment and follow. I know this video started off, or sorry, this channel started off about the truck and what I do in that. So it's diversified a little bit, but I always knew that would happen. I debated whether I keep it going or not, but yeah, I got over 400 subscribers, as I said, and yeah, it's of interest out there. Something I'll throw out there, I see he's just uploaded, I think it's his first video, but social media wise he's out there on Facebook, and that is Cam Spooner. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Sorry if you're watching this and I got it wrong. He just threw a video up the other day of a Kenworth he's going to restore. Yeah, it just blew me away when he first upload and I watched and it's like, wow, you got a big job ahead of you. I know he understands what he's got and what he's doing. But yeah, go and check his channel out, have a look. He's another New Zealander trying to save something, so go and support the guy. I think he's one of my followers, so he's certainly, social media wise, he's messaged me before. So I've never met the man, but go and have a look at his channel. But yeah, with that, I'll stop waffling on here about this and we'll move on to something else.